Welcome back, everybody, to the Detroit Lions franchise. And season number 2 has come to an end in the NFC Championship game. But I do have to say, all in all, a fantastic season. We win the division at 11-6. We get to the NFC Championship game, something this Lions franchise has only done once. So, really successful season. Kirk Bray comes in as a rookie quarterback. Didn't start the first few games. We had Garoppolo, but then Garoppolo goes down. Kirk Bray comes in, and he never let go of the job. He performed very well. 14 touchdowns, 11 picks. He went through his ups and downs, obviously, as a rookie, but really performed well in the playoff games. And I think the future looks bright for Kirk Bray and this team. There's no doubt about it. You can see the performances he has put up. We didn't even get into, more of his running ability. And I think that's what we're going to think about doing this offseason, is more implement some running ideas for him because he has that ability. And I think we really need to tap into that. DeAndre Swift, the guy that was really the catalyst for this offense, really has been the last 2 years. And he had another great season, 15 touchdowns, near 1,700 yards rushing. Look at 114 broken tackles. What a season for Swift. You can see his 3-game stretch here in the divisional and the wild card. And actually, 4-game stretch to the final 2 weeks of the season. I mean, he put up some fantastic games. And you can tell when he's off, the offense is a little bit off. But when he gets going, I mean, everything seems to click. And DeAndre Swift is really turned out to be top 3 running back, I would say, in this league. He's really been fantastic. And we'll see how much better he possibly gets. And as for the receiving, Jameson Williams, another fantastic season, continues to excel. I mean, he is an absolute beast, over 1,000 yards again. Amon-Ra St. Brown, over 1,000 yards, another good season with him. Now, the thing with Amon-Ra St. Brown we have to really look at here, obviously only he's 23 years old, and coming off another fantastic season, getting career high there in yards, but he's got 2 years left on his deal, so we got to really think about it. Right now, his overall interest isn't there, so I don't think he's going to be traded anytime soon, but he's something we're going to have to look at, and with a lot of these guys, contracts are going to be coming up, and we got to take advantage. You got a guy on a rookie quarterback contract, so take advantage while you got it. Calvin Ridley comes over from Atlanta. He didn't play last year. I think it's solid. We got him for a cheaper deal. Only a 3-year deal. I think pairing him with Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown has really been good. I mean, he's a really good receiver. He almost reached 1,000 yards himself. So that 1-2-3 punch we got there, I think, is great. The thing with T.J. Hockenson is I'm not sure what we're going to do with him. Obviously, he needs to be re-signed. He had a down year this year. Didn't get as many targets when you throw in Ridley. And you know what? I think this is probably going to be an opportunity to go in another direction. There's a possible, I think we're going to do maybe a sign and trade with him. We'll see. But I think that's going to be a new era tight end coming up next season. As for the defense, Devin Bush leads us obviously in tackles, and coming over as a free agent linebacker, he was fantastic. Him and Rodriguez have been very good. Aiden Hutchinson, what more can you say? 20 sacks on the season. New Lions record. And, he's fantastic. With him going out in those playoff games, it made a huge difference. It really did. Just not the consistent pass rush that you're used to getting. And if he can stay healthy, look at the games he has put up here, the final few games of the season. He's an absolute monster. He really is. And not only that, in the pass, he's really good in the run game. Making some fantastic plays in the run game. And hopefully now Terrence Goodridge, who started slowly. We kind of slowly brought him along, even though he was a number 6 overall pick. Sometimes you just got to slowly bring these guys into the league. And he performed decently, very well. 9.5 sacks on the season. Cannot really complain about that. And once again, just like Kirk Bray, give him a full offseason, get him ready to go, and I think it's going to be a 1-2 punch with him and Hutchinson. It really is. In the secondary, we got that figured out. Amani Awaria and Jeff Okudah are just absolutely dominant. 9 picks, 7 picks for each guy, and you throw in Antonio McDougal. late first rounder. We traded back into him. Maybe we gave up a little too much. Maybe we shouldn't have got back into the first, but it's been well worth it. 6 picks on the season, 105 total tackles. He has been a playmaker in that secondary, and our defense is just so good. So, really, we'll see. I mean, I think defensive line, we need a little bit of help for sure. But we'll see what we add here in this offseason, draft, free agency. This defense, I think, is just going to be... It was already the number 1 defense in the league. And I think we're going to be maybe even better next year. We'll see. Swift makes the Pro Bowl as we get into the Pro Bowl. Yeah, but I think this defense is going to be just absolutely outstanding. So that's why I'm leaning more towards... I know we have 3 great receivers, but maybe, I mean, more of obviously a 50-50 balanced offense. That's what I think what you always want. And, we got to play towards this defense. You want to put up points, obviously, but when you got a defense like we got, you just want to limit possessions and not turn the ball over. And we don't want to do that at all. So we'll see what we got in store this offseason. Might change up the game plan a little bit. Maybe a little bit more run first. Get Swift more involved. Get Kirk Bray more involved in the run game. That's more of a possibility. Josh Allen's going to win your MVP. And Bob Bates, Coach of the Year at the New York Jets. I don't know how he is the Coach of the Year. They went 3-14. That doesn't really make any sense. I don't know what's up with that one. So, yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. Jonathan Taylor is going to be Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett, Defensive Rookie Year. Now, Defensive Player of the Year. George Sheldon wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Now, the one thing I am worried about in this offseason, it is known there is a Madden glitch where it just gets into the draft, sets you back to the draft. So right now, definitely was very worried. Very worried that I was going to go through this offseason and things were going to happen. So we got to just try to make it through this, because I've seen it also, even if you get past the offseason, you get into maybe the first weeks of the season, it just kicks you back to the draft. Obviously, it's happened to a lot of people out there. Now, the only difference that I personally make as we get through now the NFC annual awards here, Hutchinson, Defensive Player of the Year, we will absolutely take that. I play offline, and I've said this before, if anybody out there, I've read some things on Operation Sports as Ross Mitchell's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Man, I was hoping maybe Kirk Bray possibly, but he didn't play the entire season. But still, 5th, not too bad. How about Defensive Rookie of the Year? Corey Stinson's going to win it. Oh, man, I was hoping McDougal or Goodrich will get the Defensive Rookie of the Year, but Corey Stinson for the Bears, I mean, they have a player. I say it every year. I think the Bears are going to be a team to be reckoned with, but we'll see. But anyway, talking about franchise mode, I read prior to, this was already a glitch supposedly in the previous years. And people have said maybe year 4, year 5, it won't let you continue. I had no problems last year, but 2 things that I have read on Operation Sports through forums, and I've tried it, I've tested it, it seems to work. So hopefully I'm not, jinxing myself here. But I do offline franchise. I don't want to have to worry about connection issues. I really don't have to worry about that, obviously, online. So I don't have to ever worry about that. But if you turn off the coach carousel, which supposedly is an issue when you get years down the road, that for some reason the game does so much firing and coach retiring that it just glitches out and there's not enough coaches available. So that could be also a problem. So I turned that off, which is unfortunate. I mean, but coaching changes still happen due to retirement. It's just you're not going to get, firing and stuff like that. And the other thing is custom draft classes. I've heard that there is issues, and there's a possibility of that could also be a reason why franchises get really screwed up. So I could be wrong. I'm not sure. I've tested it before I even started this franchise. If you listen way back when I first started this franchise, I heard, Mr. Hurricane out there. Obviously, this just happened to Bengal not too long ago. The real issues with franchise, but after doing testing, I got into season number 10, and it was fine. So I'm hoping that continues. cross my fingers that nothing wrong happens with this franchise, and then hopefully anybody out there that has having issues of their own franchise, try this out, test it out, because it seems to work. Like I said, I did testing. This is like when the game launched. I did testing. I got 10 seasons in. It never kicked me back to the draft. I jumped into games midway through the season, did everything. Nothing happened. It let me back into the franchise. No freezing or anything. So just give it a try. Hopefully it works for you. So far, as we're trying to head into season number 3, it has worked for me. So, just all I get said, give it a try. As you see, the Tennessee Titans beat the Dallas Cowboys. So the Titans get their first ever Super Bowl. Derrick Henry is going to win the Super Bowl MVP. And Dallas just can't seem to get another Super Bowl, fall short to the Titans. So let's head into the offseason. Retirements, free agency, obviously the draft. Let's see if we got any big-time Kirk Cousins has retired. So that really affects us in this division. So now the Minnesota Vikings, Linval Joseph retires for us. But man, now the Vikings are going to have a new quarterback. So that is going to be an interesting thing. Von Miller retires. Quinn, Tyrod Taylor. Saw Roger Saffold too. Well, Hilton is going to retire. Cam Newton finally retires. Joe Flacco finally retires. That's a guy that, he's made so much money. I don't understand why he still plays, really. It's crazy. He just doesn't. He's won himself a Super Bowl. He did his job in Baltimore. I don't even know why he continues to stay. He's got, 5 or 6 kids? Just retire, man. So, yeah, Linval Joseph is our only guy. That's it for us. But as you can see, nobody's retired on the Packers. So unlike the Vikings where they're going to need a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers is still around. So Aaron Rodgers is still here. If anybody is around last year that watched my franchise, we waited for Tom Brady to retire year after year after year, and he did not. Obviously, we finished off that franchise with the Patriots and Tom Brady, and he was like 50 years old. It was crazy. He never retired. I don't know. Maybe it's something here again where Aaron Rodgers is like, nah, I'm just going to stick around for a long time. We'll see. But as for re-signing guys, I'm not really seeing anybody here that I want to re-sign. Yeah, probably not. Tack McKinley, you know what? I don't think I want to re-sign him, but I would look back at him. Jonah Jackson, maybe, but I think we're just going to make some changes on the offensive line. So Hawkinson, this is what we're going to do. We're going to franchise him. So we're going to franchise him, and then we're going to trade him. That's exactly what we're going to do. So franchise him, trade him, let him re-sign a new contract with another team. And it's kind of funny because he just was traded to the Minnesota Vikings. How crazy. In-division trade, pretty crazy to send a tight end like that to a division rival. I don't understand it, but pretty crazy that they actually traded him to the Minnesota Vikings. So let's take a look at mock draft number 3, see where we are sitting, and see what they're going to think we're going to go with. Let's go down the list here. There's Elijah McQueen with Kansas City. That's your first tight end off the board. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at tight end. So they're saying Adrian Olsen at number 29. Yeah, that's the guy. We're looking at, the tight ends look good. They really do. So it's kind of worked out in our favor. Looking more at this draft. This draft class is not very exciting. It really isn't. So we're going to trade Hawkinson for a second and a fourth to the Jets. And we'll get that deal done. That's almost kind of the same type of trade I think Minnesota. I think they got a second and a third back. I have to look at the details again. But we'll send him to the Jets. We're not sending him to a division rival. Send him to the AFC. So we don't really have to face him that much. But yeah, this draft class isn't the greatest, but tight ends is one of the top spots. And couldn't have worked out any better because we need tight ends for sure. Looking at what we're going to need here, free agency. Possibly a running back. Jamal Williams has dropped down. Receiver, I don't think so. Unless there's somebody there. Unless there's somebody absolutely crazy in free agency, I don't think we're going to go after wide receiver. Tight end, obviously. Maybe a guard. Obviously, the performance that our offensive line and Jack Conklin put up in the NFC Championship game, allowing 12 sacks to the Cowboys. I think we're going to be looking at offensive linemen. Maybe somebody is there, free agency, the big-time player, hopefully. If not, we'll see. I don't know. Defensive tackle, I think that's a need. Outside linebacker, Hutchinson, Pascal, we're good there. Don't need anything in the middle linebacker position with Bush and Rodriguez, and then obviously Terrence Goodrich. That's really just about depth. That's all that's about. I don't think we need anything there. Same with corner. It's all about depth. Now, Hughes, it says he's a 77, but really he's an 80. The morale is still just messed up here after that 1 week where we lost out, and the morale just has never recovered. So these guys are better than it says right now. Yeah, McDougal, Elliott, don't really need safeties either. So defensively, it's just the defensive front, offensive line, tight end, and maybe a running back. And that's really about it. And let's look at these free agency, and that's what I'm talking about. Tristan Wirfs is there. I mean, that's got to be number one. That has to be. That would instantly secure that right tackle position that Conklin just hasn't been able to put up. We do need a kicker. Justin Tucker is there. We do need a kicker. That'll be interesting. Justin Herbert reaches free agency. Evans, Brian Burns. Man, that's very tempting, but Goodrich. Danielle Hunter, he has a lot of interest as well. Man, but I can't do it. CeeDee Lamb, T. Higgins, it's just tough. You think about signing, going after those guys, but when you got a number 6 overall pick in Terrence Goodrich, you got to give him the full benefit. He played well, 9.5 sacks. There's no reason to go out and give big-time money for a player, especially when you want him to start. So I don't think that. Ed Oliver, that is definitely a possibility. That would secure up up front. That's a big-time possibility for sure. This is a pretty solid free agent, market right now. There's a lot of talent here. We don't really need a whole lot, but there's guys here. Derek Brown, Fletcher Cox. There's Gus Edwards. Gus the Bus, a running back that I feel doesn't get. He's good. If you just Gus Edwards is a really good running back. He really is, and doesn't, I don't think, get enough recognition. Isaiah Simmons. You see Jonah Williams there? Man, there is a lot of guys here that are very, very good. Very good. This is a really good free agent class. Darnell Mooney, Jordan Fuller. Like I said, not really looking at safety. KJ Hamler. So let's go over to Wirfs. So obviously we have 5 active negotiations. So we're going to offer him a 5-year deal. Up this money for sure. It's going to be over $20-some million every year. But that's all right. He's going to be well worth it if we can bring him in. Might have to overpay a little bit because his interest level is low. And right now we're right over him going back to Tampa Bay. So we got one little bar over Tampa Bay. We'll see what that does. We might do an evaluation. We'll see. Ed Oliver, I think I want to try to bring him in as well. He's been fantastic in Buffalo. Really has helped out that defense. And if we can add a player like this to our front, you got Hutchinson, Goodrich, put him in there. Travis Jones has played well. Lee McNeil is very good. This front could be just outstanding. So that's 2 deals. I'm not sure what else I really want to do. I might do an evaluation right now just to see if they sign. And hopefully we get at least. I'm hoping Wirfs. Really am. That's our main guy. I know we're tied right now with the Giants for Ed Oliver, but still, man, we need Tristan Wirfs is like a must sign. So let's try this. Contracts reviewed, and Ed Oliver does go to the Giants. So he does not sign. He will go to the Giants. Fletcher Cox goes to the Cardinals, but Derek Brown is still there. Brian Burns is going to go to the Broncos. Let's see. Let's go over to our signings here real quick. Did we get him? We did! Tristan Wirfs. New right tackle for this Detroit Lions team. Yes. Secure that spot. If we can actually protect the quarterback, I mean, that's going to make our offense just so much better. So Derek Brown, you know what? This isn't even a downgrade, I don't think. You miss out on Oliver. I mean, Derek Brown, he made some fantastic plays against us when we played Carolina this past season. So we're going to offer him a deal. He actually has more interest as well. So, I mean, he would be a well upgrade right there tied with Atlanta. So maybe we up the money just a little bit. Let's go salary. Let's go around, yeah, something like that. See where that puts us. Still tied with Atlanta. I don't know. Maybe you just leave it there for now and hopefully get lucky. Backup quarterback. No more Garoppolo. So I'm looking at Geno Smith. Obviously having a resurgence of his career in real life. So let's sign Geno. Yeah, see where Herbert goes. You got Tannehill. So maybe actually they're going to go with Malik Willis. I know defending now Super Bowl champ Tennessee Titans, but they let go of the quarterbacks, and maybe they're going Willis. Robert Cruz, we'll try to sign him fullback position. Anybody else? Maybe Larry Ogunjobi. I did like last season have a plethora of guys up front as well to help with the depth and a rotation that really seemed to work out. So maybe with Ogunjobi we can do that. So we'll try to offer him a deal. Let's take a look. Did anybody else sign with us? So Derek Brown signs. That is great. Ogunjobi signs. So our defensive front is looking good. Geno signs. Robert Cruz signs. So we've secured the offensive line. I think we've secured the defensive front. So far, this free agency has been outstanding. It really has. So we got a 5th-year option here as well. Let's see who this is going to be. Penei Sewell. Oh, yeah, I think we definitely accept that 5th-year option. I know the salary gets high on these, but at least we can extend at least one more year where we don't have to offer him a contract. So let's just accept a 5th-year option for Penei Sewell. I think that's pretty easy. Man, now you got Penei Sewell at right guard. You got Wirfs at right tackle. Ooh. Man, that right side looking pretty good. So let's go stage number 3 of free agency. Anybody else re-sign? So we did sign Takk McKinley. We signed him, bring him in, add, like I said, I like the rotation, the depth there. So just in case of injuries, we bring back Takk McKinley, who did perform very well for us. So let's view this free agent recap here. Rashawn Gary goes to the Vikings. Mike Evans to the Chiefs. Danielle Hunter to the Bills. So, man, Rashawn Gary stays in the division. CeeDee Lamb goes to Minnesota. So now with that Kirk Cousins contract out of here, I mean, they're just spending that money. Bringing Rashawn Gary, bringing CeeDee Lamb. The question is, who's going to be their quarterback? Gabe Davis going to the Chiefs. So they just add Evans and Gabe Davis. So Mahomes, man, talk about some weapons to go with Kelsey. Wow, watch out for the Chiefs. They've really been a disappointment in this franchise. Carolina, Jalen Hurts. And, you know, maybe this is the year for Kansas City to step back into it. Isaiah Simmons goes to the New England. Shaq Thompson there going to the Falcons. KJ Hamler to the Titans. Darnell Mooney going to Carolina. Looks like the Broncos making some big deals as well. Tannehill going to the Eagles. Patrick Queen going back to the Ravens. Jonah Jackson will sign with Baltimore as well. Bradbury going to Seattle. Grant Delpit to the Jets. But Minnesota making some moves. I'm going to be really interested to see what they do at the quarterback position. So, it's private workout time. And we're going to have to find out here about a couple guys. And I think we got to go tight end. So, I'm thinking, now they're projecting Elijah McQueen. I know we got to look at him. Because maybe we trade up. I'm not sure. But we got to look at one of these guys here. Chandler Brooks or Adrian Olsen. Because if McQueen is gone, then possibly we're going to be taking one of these guys for sure. And hopefully they'll be there. So we got to see the talent they have. I'm not sure which one I want to do. I think they'll both be there near the end of the first round. So we don't have to really worry about that. But, I want to... reality, I should do all of them. That way I know. We're going to do Brooks. Now, one other guy I'm going to look at here is Juan Milner. He actually won the Heisman. So looking at the draft stories, he won the Heisman. He is a late first-round pick. Could I use him? I mean, our corners are very good. Tight end's more the position. But if this is like a guy you can't miss, hey, why not? I think we're at the position right now with our roster where we can really take best available. I mean, we really can. So looking at the later mock drafts, let's see. So I think Milner. So they're still saying Adrian Olsen at number 29 for sure. So I think Milner's going to go before us. They're saying he's going to be actually going at 17. So I don't know for that. That's Baltimore. And McQueen to the Chiefs. So I don't know what the Chiefs are doing. They drafted, I believe, didn't they draft a tight end last year? And he got Kelsey. I don't know what they're doing. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense there. But right at the draft. We are at the draft. We will see what happens. Let's take a look. Let's go back to the prospects here. So, it says he's a talent of round 1 to 2. So the talent is still there. But these tight ends, I mean, they are kind of one and the same. So he runs a 4.64. He's got a 4.26 shuttle in the combine. Bench reps at 22. Good vert. I mean, look at these. B catching traffic, B catching, A deep route, A medium route, B short route, A spec catch. I mean, he looks good. He really does. Chandler Brooks, round 1 to 2 talent. Yeah, B catching traffic, A catching, B deep route. Got good size of 6'4". He skipped the combine and a pro day. He skipped both. So that's interesting. All right. He skipped both, so we don't have a whole lot there. Now, look at his run block finesse. So he can give you some help in the run blocking. That's always very, very good. I cannot complain about that. Adrian Olsen, missing a few more on him, but B's catching traffic. He runs a 4.59, 4.57. Now, he's a little bit more undersized. You can see the bench reps down, but he's got some good speed. He really does. But A catching, B catching traffic. I mean, he looks very good too. Maybe just a little less than Brooks or McQueen, but I'm not sure. Juan Milner, how did we not even get the talent on him? I guess it only went up to 90%, but we don't get the talent on him. And maybe that's a waste of private workouts. He ran a 4.28 in his pro day. 3.98, 20-yard shuttle. Man, this guy's going to be an absolute monster. This kid could possibly be the best player in the draft. He really can. That's why it's so intriguing. I mean, corner is a position you just, even though if you have depth, injuries, you just never know. Could be a possibility. Let's see. Anybody at running back possibly? I'm not sure. Sean Huff, I think they said he won. I wasn't sure if it was an award, running back award. He ran a 4.53 in college. Best running back of the year. I'm not sure. We might look at free agent again. Jamal Williams still is going to be the backup. And running back, I believe, it's one of those positions nowadays where unless it's just an absolute crazy talent, that you can just wait on it. You can really wait. And receiver, not much there. I think offensive line, we're fine. I think it's more, once again, about just depth of the offensive line. But really, this draft class is just not there. I thought we were going to go more left end, defensive tackle, but with Derek Brown signed, I don't think so. I mean, Ogunjobi, Tack McKinley, I just don't see it. I don't think we're going to go in that route. I think if Milner is there, we'll go there. If he drops a little bit and we just have to trade up a few picks, I think that's what we do. But other than that, I think we're just going to stay put and we're going to let one of those tight ends fall to us. And we're going to take one of those tight ends. I think that's the goal right now. That's right now what we're thinking. Let them drop, take one of the tight ends, add him to this offense, and then go from there. And really, this team, I think, is going to be outstanding coming next year. So let's get this going. Let's hope this doesn't screw up. Let's hope we'll be good. And here you go. Jets, number 1 pick. Seems like they're always in this position. It really is. And they're going to take Max Searcy, outside linebacker from Oregon. So that is your number 1 overall pick. San Francisco, first quarterback on, J.J. Webb. He goes to San Fran. Chicago, J.D. Skillen, outside linebacker. I mean, the Bears have hit on some draft picks, so we'll have to see what he looks like. Texans take Grant Booker. Chargers are here on the clock. They're going to take Enrique Randolph. Obviously, no more Justin Herbert. He is gone, so they replace him there. Marquise Akins goes to Carolina. Texans on the pick again. Nolan Scott from Penn State, right tackle, goes to Houston. Seattle takes cornerback Jonathan Malone out of South Carolina, with Washington now on the clock. And they'll take Paul Nielsen, left tackle out of Clemson. Rams take Kenny Gibson, defensive tackle out of Alabama. And here comes New England now with the next pick. They take Zach Hunt, first receiver off the board from Texas, goes to New England with Jacksonville on the clock. They take Dante McBath. So there goes McBath. We looked at him. He goes to Jacksonville, and here comes Kansas City. Will they take Elijah McQueen? I mean, they really shouldn't, but we'll see. And they do. Makes no sense. Why would you draft him? It's a position you don't need. Same with Miami taking a receiver, Bruce Watson. Why? That makes no sense. Philadelphia takes a wide receiver in Trey Brown. Atlanta's on the clock. They'll take Seth Rhodes, and a linebacker out of Auburn, with Baltimore on the clock. And there goes Juan Milliner. So Baltimore takes a corner. We'll see. I think he's still got to be one of the top players in this draft. Giants take Trayvon Wallace, corner out of Duke. The Raiders on the clock. And they'll take Springs. So Colts now on the clock here as with the next pick. We're just going to sit put. I don't think we're going to do anything. Nolan Moore taken for Indianapolis we're just going to let this draft come to us and then go from there. Tampa Bay, as Roosevelt Tuck goes to the Packers. Lowry's going to go to the Bucks, middle linebacker there out of Michigan State. Arizona now on the clock here with their pick. And they're going to take T.J. Miller, cornerback out of LSU, with Pittsburgh taking Springs. Using that, helping out that offensive line. Austin Irving, right tackle out of Texas A&M, going to Denver. And let's see, we got Minnesota. We got a few picks here. They're going to take a running back. Why? I don't know about that. I don't know why you take a running back there. So we're on the clock. We're on the clock here with our pick at 29. And obviously, I mean, they're still there. Let's go down the list here. I don't know why we're looking at running back here. There's no reason to really look at running back. So let's take a look at this draft board. You can see there's Chandler Brooks. And keep going down the list. I think Adrian Olson's even further down. He is. So this is a really interesting decision here. Do we possibly trade? Just trade back. Go to Tennessee. Let's do this deal. So we're going to trade back to the number 32 pick. And we have the first pick of the second round with that Hockenson deal. So we have back-to-back picks here. So Corey Allen is going to go to Dallas, and we're on the clock. So our tight ends are still there. And after thinking about it, and you know what I think I'm going to do here? Looking at this class and the top guys readily available, I don't really see anything else I want to take. I don't need a receiver. I don't need another offensive line. So you know what? Let's do this. Yeah, I don't know enough about him to really take another corner, especially in the first round. I don't think it's needed. You can see, I mean, he's 6'4", 4'5". I mean, he's got some size. But you know what? We need tight end. Even though I'm looking around here, we just need tight end. There's no reason to really look at anything else. Yeah, Bennett, guard, maybe. But, I mean, he got some decent stats, too. Left tackle. You know what? You're trying to convince yourself not to take the pick. Let's just do it. Adrian Olsen. Let's do it. Let's take him. Let's take Adrian Olsen. Hidden development. 89 acceleration, 86 speed. Looking good. And we'll obviously look more at it here in the draft recap. But we'll take Adrian Olsen. Last pick of the first round. Tight end, which we need. And you know what? After I took Adrian Olsen, I was thinking, you might as well just go for it. Do it again. You know, you take a tight end. Why not? Let's almost take another one. You know, there's another guy sitting there. You know, looking around. I don't know, man. I think we just take Chandler Brooks. I think we take 2 tight ends back to back. I'm kind of pulling a Ravens here. You know, a few years ago, they took Hayden Hurst in the first round. They took Mark Andrews later on. You know, why not? Get more 2 tight end sets. I don't see a problem with that. I mean, that could be, you know, an outstanding. Yeah, look, hidden development. So Chandler Brooks, 81 speed, 86 acceleration, 84 agility. We're taking 2 tight ends. Yep. I know it's maybe playing football back in 30 years ago, but tight ends can dominate this game. They really can. And the receivers we got, you throw in 2 tight ends, maybe play a little bit more 2 tight end sets. I don't know. I think there's a good possibility. I like them. I like the draft picks. I think it's a really good move. And you know, I can't wait to get these guys involved. So we add later on to our next picks. I think we're going to take Don Moyer. That's what I'm thinking here. Late in this 3rd round. Now it's really about depth. You know, you don't need anything crazy. He's just a normal development. 86 speed, 91 acceleration. So he's got very good athleticism, especially at 240. So just throw him in there at depth. Last pick here of this 3rd round. Maybe look at offensive line. You got John Brown. I like the bench reps with the good strength. He's pretty good speed. I mean, that's good. More athleticism. It does say power. Let's take, you know, maybe we'll take John Brown here. Let's take him. Normal development. Nothing crazy there. Just right now looking for more depth positions. You know, you just want some solid guys there for possible injury. As we head into the 4th round, looking at Joey Stinson, we'll take him. 94 acceleration, 90 speed. Good size at 6'1". I mean, he is 23 years old, so, you know, a little bit older. Next pick on the docket, we're going to trade it. I think we'll trade this one, get out of this, get a draft pick for next year. 4th rounder from Carolina. As we head into the last pick of the 5th round, we need a kicker still. So, Jaden Weston, why not? Come on down. We'll pick him. 98 kick power. So, we'll take that. 98 kick power for Jaden Weston. So there is a rookie kicker in the 5th. As we move into the 6th round, once again, I'm thinking about trading this pick. Get a pick for next year. Use it for draft capita. And we'll trade that and pick up an Atlanta pick. As that really, go to the next pick. Here in the 7th round, pick 29. Really just picking anybody. You know, there's not maybe just trying to find maybe somebody. We'll take Jamar Meadows. Left tackle, add more O-line depth. And that's really going to be the draft. That's really pretty much going to do it there for our draft. As we'll finish this up, let's take a look at this draft recap and take a look at our picks. So let's take a look at this. Let's see where everybody ends up. Adrian Olsen, 75 overall. You know, hidden development, looking pretty good. Looking at some of these overalls, I mean, it's a solid draft class for us. So yeah, 75 overall. He has a hidden dev. 21 years old, 6'2", 255. Good speed, 85 catching. Has to work on some of his short, medium, and deep route. Definitely need work. He's got 77 spec catch, 75 catching traffic. So he still needs work, obviously, but hey, that's pretty good. Chandler Brooks, he's a 73 overall. There's one down with morale. Little less speed, more of a power guy. Route's pretty good. 86 acceleration, 82 spec catch. More of a blocker, but still a very good receiving tight end. He's more of a balanced guy. But I have to say, both tight ends look good, and I cannot wait to get them involved, see what both of those young guys can do. Dom Moyer, he is athletic. He's got a lot of speed. Decent play rec for a rookie, just needs some definitely work for sure. John Brown, left guard, 67 overall. Joey Stinson, a 69 overall. I'll take that for a corner in the the 4th round. Not too bad. Jaden Weston's a 78. So we hit on kicker here in this 5th. 90 kick power, 82 accuracy, which will hopefully continue to up. But man, we got a kicker, it looks like, hopefully. And then Jamar Meadows is 63 overall. So I'm saying all in all, not too bad of a draft class. Especially when we look at these overalls. I mean, there's not a whole lot. Max Searcy's is 79 overall. He's only a normal development as the number 1 draft pick. 88 speed, 90 acceleration. He's got 85 power moves, 77 finesse. So, even though he's only at normal dev, what he's got going on for him, maybe possibly can get up to star, superstar down the road. J.J. Webb was the number 1 quarterback taken off the board. He is a hidden dev. He is only a 71 overall. I mean, he looks like Bruce Gronkowski. He's even wearing... Did Bruce Gronkowski wear 4, maybe? I mean, he looks just like him. 91 throw power. Not a lot of speed. 79, and it's okay. But, I mean, for a number 2 overall pick, I don't know about that. J.D. Skillen, we'll look at him in a minute. Here's Enrique Randolph for the Chargers. Hidden dev, 76 overall. 6'4", LSU, 22 years old, 95 throw power. Needs help on some of the accuracies, but he's a guy they can build on. But the question is, will the Chargers ever re-sign him? Because, I mean, who knows what's going to happen there. But you can see these overalls aren't very high. A lot of 72s. A lot of guys just barely at 70. Not a whole lot going on there. So here's Elijah McQueen. 73 overall is a hidden dev. So, I mean, look how much we dropped back. And we got, kind of a similar two guys that were very similar. Really, I don't really see a difference there. It's maybe a tiny different, bit of difference. We'll see what he is. Obviously, hidden dev, our guys could be stars and he could be like an X Factor or something. But who knows? Juan Miller, 75 overall. He is a hidden dev. 95 speed. Needs to work on that zone coverage. 90 acceleration, 91 agility. So he got 72 press, 1 catching, 74 man. Solid pick for the Ravens. Solid pick there. Let's take a look at the highest. So Max Searcy was the higher. Jaden Weston, the kicker, was the 2nd best player in this draft. Wow. Here, Godfrey was your number 3 best player. He's a 77 overall. He is a hidden dev. I mean, he's got 80 zone coverage for a safety. Not too bad there. 90 speed, 90 acceleration. Pretty good pick for the Giants. Let's keep looking at this. Let's see anybody else. Corner Malone, he is a 77. You saw Randolph sits at a 76. Let's see what Jonathan Malone. He is just a normal dev. Normal dev for him. But man, 94 speed, 95 acceleration. Got 76 man coverage, 72 zone coverage. 73 press, 92 jumping. Looks like the corners were really solid, at least at the top half of this draft. Let's take a look at our teams in the division. So J.D. Skillen, he is a 73 overall, normal dev, 83 speed, 87 acceleration, 78 power moves. He's got 75 hit power, 81 strength. So more of a power rushing outside linebacker. Not too bad of a pick. I mean, number 3 overall, though. You're hoping for a little bit more. Daniel Mitchell, 75 overall, 86 speed, 77 tackle, 87 hit power. So your hard-hitting safety. But a solid pick in the 2nd round. 75 overall. Really can't complain about that. That's pretty good. You're not really finding that many 70 overalls in the later rounds in this draft class. So pretty good there. Pretty good. They get a 75 overall center and guard. Ronnie Huffman, hidden development. Looks like the Bears had a really good draft. I do have to say. Nothing crazy spectacular, just really solid. And sometimes those are the better drafts. It's better to have overall just a great draft class than maybe you get one guy that's fantastic, but the rest are kind of just duds. And it looks like they got really 2 good offensive linemen. Looks like they got themselves a hard-hitting safety and another outside linebacker that can rush the passer. So, Bears, pretty solid draft class, I would have to say. So, let's go to the Packers. Let's see, did they go quarterback? I mean, obviously, I'm thinking of the Vikings, not the Packers. So, they took Roosevelt Tuck. He is a hidden development. He is a 74 overall. He got the 2 with the morale, the morale at the moment. Let's see, 86 acceleration, 75 speed. He's got 79 block shed, 93 strength. So he is big time guy there up front. They did take a quarterback in the second round. Let's see, Connor Vickers, hidden developed tight end. So the tight end class in this draft was really good and deep. Connor Vickers, they find themselves a hidden dev tight end. Could this be Aaron Rodgers' final year? Well, they didn't help him out. Let's tell you what, they got him one tight end, and that's it. Everybody else they took a right tackle, but man, can't draft him a receiver. Guess not. Let's go to Minnesota. They do not take a quarterback. Interesting. They took a running back in round 1. James Betts, 74 overall, 92 speed, and 90 acceleration. I mean, okay. This is a complete whiff. I don't see why they took him at number 1 pick. You need a quarterback. Okay. Don't get that pick. Eddie Talley, 74 overall, 88 speed, okay zone, decent man. That's a solid pick. Not bad. Yeah, Braxton Burton in the 4th. He's only a 65 overall. He is definitely not going to start. Yeah, I don't know about that Vikings draft. Not sure about that. Not really feeling that draft whatsoever. I think they whiffed. So, that's going to bring us to preseason. And you know what? Let's take a look at maybe signing a few guys here. Some undrafted guys. We'll take a look at the, schedule here as well. Let's go to the free agency. Let's see. Anybody around? A.J. Dillon is still there. Now, obviously, some of these guys are going to be picked up. Gus Edwards. That is very tempting to pick up Gus Edwards. I know he's 29 years old. Still an 83 overall. Man. Let's do it. We're signing Gus Edwards. We'll bring him on. I think that's a solid one. So taking a look at some undrafted free agents here. Jerry Bear, 6-foot wide receiver. Let's bring him on. He's got some decent speed. Let's look at corner. Maybe Tyrese Sherman, 93 speed, 91 acceleration. 6'1", 22 years old out of Cincinnati. Let's sign him up. And I think that's it for now. I think that's it for free agency. As we'll head into the preseason. So we didn't get cut back to the draft. Everything worked out. No problems. So that's good. And we'll head into season number 3. I think for this preseason, we might play just a game, sim the others, go through there, try to get through this as quick as possible, and then get ready for season number 3 to start. Looks like we're going to face off with Jacksonville in week number 1. But that's going to do it. I have to say this offseason, not the biggest, but we bring in Tristan Wirfs, Derek Brown, 2 really exciting young guys at tight end and their first couple picks. I think it's going to be a solid season. Hopefully it will. But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the support. Hit that like button. Subscribe for more. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.